Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be diving back into this new 2025 Marathon ARG, and we've gotten to kind of a conclusion point, at least for now. There are some unanswered questions and little tidbits, but I think for the moment, at least till this upcoming weekend, you won't get any farther behind if you're not endlessly tracking this ARG that's occurring. With that being said, I do want to remind you guys that this is not a complete breakdown. I'm not getting into the narrative or lore implications of much of what is occurring here. This is just a breakdown of the ARG as it's kind of happening for people who aren't able to track this non-stop 24/7 for multiple days, but still want to have an understanding of this really cool thing that Bungie is doing. So let's start with where we left off last time. Everybody now had their data access cards that they had gotten from the official Marathon Discord named Unauthorized Access Point by completing these MITA contracts. And now we were ready to take these DACs and put them into the Traxus satellite management console so that we could manipulate these satellites and see what happened. But unfortunately, the satellite management system was not operational on Saturday evening, and despite MITA giving us a tweet, discordant action continues, DACs in play, SC locked, unlocked, we would not be able to fully access the satellite command center until early Sunday morning. At 3:58 a.m. on April 6 of 2025, MITA would tweet out, "Brute forced realign, Trax sat system compromised, bad system in its spun, patch error," and we were ready to rock. Now that people could properly upload their data access cards, we would discover that the way we are intended to manipulate the satellites was within 2-minute intervals. Within this 2-minute time frame, we would have to align all the satellites to their appropriate position. And MITA would even tweet out a master DAC, giving everybody access to controlling these satellites all at the same time. This would also reveal names for all 3 of the orbiting satellite lines. The outermost line was called Frontier, the middle line was called Transit, and the innermost orbiting line was called Core. Now the goal was to find out where the community needed to position the satellites. We knew that the position of the outermost ring, titled Frontier, would have to be +714 from the Twitch overlay earlier on that was completely decoded. Simultaneous to everyone now being able to manipulate the satellite positions, we discovered that the Traxus website updated, and it revealed that many of the previously grayed out text was now clickable, and it would open up to these little tabs that are filled with a ton of cool little world-building details. Cyber Acme mini terminal screens with cute little buddies in the corner, dystopian ads for new caloric edible stuff, I hesitate to call it food, some hyper-futuristic tools from Traxus, and, most importantly, an advertisement for Sakaguchi's fully integrated digital organism technology, Fido, that allows your pets to live eternally alongside you. The Sakaguchi website would give us the first glimpse at the greatest thing to come from this ARG, the KAAL1, or as I affectionately refer to this cute little kitty cat, Kali. Now, I know I said that I wasn't going to dive into narrative stuff here, but I feel like you guys have to hear this because it is a bit important later. In the pursuit of perfect memory transfer, Project Kali CB stands out as a remarkable success. Not only did this feline subject retain 100% of its pre-transfer memories, but it also demonstrated unprecedented adaptability and cognitive enhancement. Key observations: superior environmental adaptability, advanced problem-solving abilities, demonstration of unexplained accelerated learning through Kali CB's achievements are an anomaly. They are an important indicator of the potential of our technology. As we continue to refine the process, we are getting closer to our goal of seamless, enhanced memory transfer for all companions. Please note, Kali CB is currently an ongoing research protocol and is not available for public release. This section from the Sakaguchi website instills the concept of how consciousness is altered by technology into the narrative of this upcoming game. That is like directly parallel with some of the more abstract stuff that occurs with the security officer in Marathon Infinity. There was another card talking about their offerings for pets on Sakaguchi's website as well, but I won't get caught up here right now. But just know that there's a lot of very cool science fiction, high concept stuff occurring that is doing a lot of stuff similar to the last ARG, where they're tying in thematic elements from the original series in very unique and not entirely apparent ways. Back over on the Traxus site, people were still trying to figure out the positioning for the final 2 satellites. The position for the transit orbit was discovered by combining 2 of the cards that featured partial barcodes. When the barcodes lined up exactly, the position of -978 was revealed next to transit text, thus leaving the community needing to discover only one more satellite position to solve this piece of the puzzle. This step would take much longer than the other 2 satellites. This would prompt Maida to tweet out the same image that the Marathon account had tweeted the night prior. This image had initially contained the layout for 3 separate songs to be played on keyboard: Vivaldi's Four Seasons, Bach's Air, and Eric Satie's Gymnopédie. This new image that Maida would tweet, though, would contain hidden text when color scaled appropriately that read core alongside images of eyes. This was to push people in the right direction, as I believe they wanted the solution to occur on Sunday. Now armed with the knowledge that this image was directly tied to the position of the core satellite, the community had a solution of -413. The initial tweet from Marathon alongside the image was a minus sign. Vivaldi's song was the Four Seasons and thus meant 4. Satie's song was Gymnopédie number 1, thus a 1, and Bach's Air was Orchestral Suite number 3. So yeah, I get why people had some trouble here. Now that the position for the core satellite was known, the community just had to work together within the 2-minute window and align them, and of course, they were able to do it. Upon aligning the satellites appropriately, a transmission would play a video for a new trailer for Marathon, but not just a trailer, an announcement for an upcoming live event where Bungie will be revealing Marathon's gameplay on Saturday, April 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And just so you don't miss it, we'll throw up a handful of different time zones on the screen right now, so hopefully you can be there and discover what Bungie has been cooking for the last few years. But wait, there was one last surprise that Bungie had for us. The escapewillmake.me website was now live, and we had actually seen this website earlier when that Fletcher guy posted his box that he had received from Bungie, which featured the URL. But the site was not active at the time. Now we could see it in its full glory, and it featured the same striking green and black pixelated dithering effect as much of the imagery we received throughout the ARG. The catch was that you could grant the site access to your camera so that you could initiate your very own consciousness transfer into a biomata. You would then appear on screen, and the leaked track from earlier, Coderace, would play in the background while you were being uploaded. There were a ton of little secrets here as well. Bits of the Ozymandias poem that we had seen in the Discord appearing in different places, a Fellini box appearing, possibly tracking the cat from the trailer in our digital mind space, and holding up various hand signs would prompt different visual changes to the screen itself, and they all correlated with different factions. At the end of your consciousness transfer, half of the screen would be taken up by an image of a biomata, seemingly mid-print. There would also be links to the official Twitch and Discord alongside a reminder about the April 12th event. Each user would also get a small blue pixelated image that was numbered out of 100. The community would combine these images like puzzle pieces to give us a new image of the runner stealth. Seriously, if you have not been to this website, get to a desktop or a laptop and go check it out. It is one of the coolest things out of this whole ARG. Now, obviously, I am going to dive into this trailer in a different video, and I do have a lot of thoughts, but for now, I will just say that I think it looks incredible and that it is indicative of an artistic approach that reminds me of the disparity between Destiny's in-game appearance and the stylized cutscenes. I would also love to pet that kitty cat. That is where we stand now. There are quite a few unanswered questions. What was so important about that Sakaguchi order that was disrupted? Is there anything new locked behind an official login to the UESC website? And what about all the locked cards on the Sekguji website? More pets, perhaps? I suspect that there is much more to come, as if you have seen my video from yesterday, I received a package from Bungie, and the shirt had a tag on it that read, "You've barely scratched the surface," and I believe Bungie when they say this. Now, I will have some more videos this week, and on Saturday I'll be live streaming immediately following the live event that Bungie puts on, as I want to digest the information alongside all of you as a viewer before I get to yapping. As more stuff unfolds, I will continue to make these brief breakdowns of the ARG process, and I will shortly begin diving in headfirst to expand on the narrative implications of what is occurring here. Thank you so much to Michael for editing these videos, and Undefined for all the help with ARG information. I really appreciate you guys. And also, thank you to Bungie. See you, Starside.